What is up? Welcome into Driving the Line. My name is Alan Bell. We've got a fantastic show lined up for you tonight, breaking down everything Sunday Night Football. We've got the Falcons at the Commanders. Big game for both teams, looking to stay not only in the playoff race, the Falcons looking to stay in the NFC South race with the Buccaneers winning today. We're going to go through everything here. Best bets for the game, prop bets, parlays, everything you name it under the sun. And it's kind of sad because we're running out of prime time games. Maybe not too sad about Thursday night games. However, Sunday nights have been solid. So we're not going to waste any more time. Let's bring in the boys and get to the picks. And look at the boys we have tonight. What a star-studded group. All right, first off, my man, Big Tommy. All right, where the hell have these Giants been, bro? I don't know what you said to them before the game, but they look good. How you doing, buddy?
How are you, sir? And you know what? Even when the Giants lose, they still screw me. You know what? Want to know why, AB? I was in a suicide pool, right? We had to pick two teams this week, 7 players left, almost $5,000 in the grand prize. I had the Rams last night. They won. You know who I took today? Indianapolis. You know who screwed me? My Giants. I am out of the pool. Unbelievable. So even when the Giants win, I still lose. How are you, sir?
They find a way to just jam you back in. That was tough. Peyton Lodge, my man. All right, so I believe, sir, is this your first primetime show on DTL?
This is my primetime debut. I'm very excited and happy to be here. I just flew back home for the holiday, for the rest of the holiday break. I was just in Baltimore. Now I'm back in SoCal. Feels good to watch my Sunday night game at 5 p.m. again. So I'm excited.
There we go. There we go. Now, Tommy, look, thanks to Peyton, the female demographics going up. All right. So we're going to be good here. YouTube's going to appreciate it. All right.
Yes, they are.
Look at Peyton. Humble. I like it, man. All right. So before we get to the picks here, before we start, it was a wild day. Week 17. We've got one more week in the NFL. I just want to throw it around real quick. First off, of anything that surprised you, anything that stood out. Tommy, I'll start with you. I know you're talking about the Giants. Feel free to keep going, or anything else. What'd you say?
I am surprised that Green Bay didn't show up today. I thought that game was going to be a lot closer than what it is. I don't know what the score is now, but when I left, man, Minnesota was just handling them big time. They did not show up at all today. The way they've been playing lately, it just shows to me, man, the NFL, you don't know week to week who's going to win, how they're going to play. And they just seems like me, they didn't even show up today in Minnesota.
Minnesota's a good football team, man. We were breaking it down throughout the week. Like, look, you're number one, you're right. All right. I mean, it's a week to week league. And the good thing for the Packers, they got, the win over Minnesota earlier, this season. But dude, the Vikings are a good football team, man. Like, they do not get the credit that they deserve. Like, they'll shut down your run game with that line, man. They could go 4 D tackles. They could go 4 defensive ends, NASCAR package. Like, they're good, dude. They're really good. But, hey, you know what, man? There's still a lot to go because both these teams are going to be in the playoffs. Now, Peyton, I'll throw it over to you, man. Same question. Anything that you saw throughout the day today? Good, bad, negative, indifferent? What do you got?
Well, everything I was going to mention has been mentioned. It was the Giants game and the Packers not showing up, unfortunately. But right now it's 27-18, 9-point game. Packers just went for 2 and got it. So 27-18 with 6 minutes left in the game. But I'm just surprised that Darnold threw a pick also, which rarely happens, and the Packers didn't take advantage. So Vikings kind of gave some opportunity there, and Packers never took advantage of it. On the plane, I was watching the Colts Giants game. 45 points, guys. Like, what? And it really it came down to tackling too, that's football. Malik Neighbors catching the ball and breaking all these tackles. I mean, guys, he's breaking tackles like Saquon's running. It was just weird.
I know. Look, I messed up. The Vikings beat the Packers earlier in the season. I meant to say that the Vikings did it at Green Bay, not that Green Bay beat Minnesota. So apologies on that one. Yeah, dude, you're right. In Indianapolis now eliminated from playoff contention. Look, they gave up 30-something points to Mason Rudolph of the Titans last week, right? Like, this defense is just toast. To be honest with you, I'm surprised they came back. You know what I mean? Like, dude, it was getting out of hand there. Now, a couple topics here real quick, then we're going to get into it. Saquon Barkley, and Tommy, I'll start with you. Reaches 2,000 yards, the 9th player ever in NFL history to do so. Former Giant. I'm sure Giants fans, will always hold, him in high regard, I assume.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on that, man?
In a league that throws the ball more than half the time, that's an amazing accomplishment. And look at the difference between Barkley with the Giants and now with the Eagles when you give him an offensive line. Look what he can do. He never did any of that with the Giants. And we've been begging the Giants to build that offensive line for years. And when you have a good offensive line, look what this man could do. And next week, he can break the record. And guess who he's playing? The New York Giants. Now, Philadelphia has to make the decision whether they want to play him or not. We'll see what happens. But I think Barkley would want to play. But you got the playoffs. You got the playoffs there. You're sitting pretty nice right now. You don't want nobody blowing their knee out the last week of the season for no reason at all.
Yeah, the interesting thing, and Peyton, I bring that question to you, not only just Barkley in general, but, would you play him next week? And the number 1 seed of the NFC is not out of it, right?
No.
Like, Philly's not out of it, and they did it with a second-string quarterback today and a third-string quarterback today.
Yeah.
So, Peyton, I throw all that over to you. Thoughts on Barkley, and would you play him?
Man, in the most physical sport in all of sports, I personally wouldn't, but he's 101 yards away, and man, has he made that so just that number does not seem crazy to him anymore. He's been getting this almost week in and week out, so it's an insanely impressive season Saquon Barkley's put together. And how about that first touchdown pass thrown today by that third string, and then AJ Brown tossing it to the to the fans, and he had to give it back. That was pretty funny.
Dude, AJ Brown is funny. And he probably thought about that right after he thought, he's like, oh, this is the guy's first TD. I gotta get it back. I guess if it were me, if I were I leave it up to Saquon, right? Like, I'm just gonna assume you're playing unless you bring it up to me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna try to influence you either way, because, dude, this is a record that's held up for 40 years.
Yeah.
For 40 years now. There's a game difference, but that's sports. Like, we do the same thing in baseball. Like, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. But yeah, I'm fascinated to see what they do with that one. Last one here. Aaron Rodgers, now the most sacked quarterback in NFL history. All right, Tommy, you're a New York guy. What's the attitude with Aaron and the Jets? Is he coming back next year? Like, how do Jets fans feel?
No, the Jet fans don't want him. It's amazing. On WFAN, they are done with him. One of the biggest fans ever is Joe Badingo, who used to be a talent on WFAN. He's on once a week now, and he wants to keep him. But more than likely, every Jet fan that calls up, they want to get rid of him, and I'm surprised at that. Because they have nothing as a backup. I mean, Tyrod Taylor, and they're not going to be high in the draft, so I don't know what they're going to do. But no, people are going against Aaron Rodgers all around the tri-state area here. A lot of them don't want him back at all. And look, they played the Bills, and that team just keeps rolling, man. And if I'm Kansas City, I'm watching out for the Bills, man, and Josh Allen, because they are one dangerous team, guys.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And especially after that game last week against New England, Buffalo, was pretty slow to start the first half and, got the win, obviously. They're solid. Peyton, what's your feelings there? What's a West Coast feeling? All right, Aaron Rodgers is a West Coast guy, Chico, California. What's the thoughts on him?
Man, I just don't like how he's been off the field recently, because I haven't seen him as that guy. Because personally, I haven't followed him as much as I have this season. And once he was a Jet, I really, I don't know, I think everyone's attention kind of attracted towards him. But the sacks thing does not surprise me at all, because he's just not mobile anymore. He just can't move for obvious reasons. But, I mean, him in the pocket, and if it collapses on him, it's game over. I mean, it's just a matter of if he gets the ball away or not.
Yeah. All right, Pat Keaton says, hey, the 3-year-old says, what's up? Matthew, what's up, bro? Good to see you, buddy. Likes the sweater. There we go. I like it. All right, let's get into our picks, our game picks here, and then we'll break down the game after that. So, Tommy, I'm going to throw it over to you first, man. You got one play here. Keeping it safe. What do you got?
Keeping it safe. I'm going with the money line minus 190. These teams are pretty evenly matched. When you look at the statistics, and we'll go over them a little later on, They are evenly matched offensively and defensively. I expect a really good game. I think the Falcons need to really come out and play. They still have a shot at winning that title there with the Bucs right there also. So I expect a really good game, and they're pretty evenly matched. The only thing is we got to see how Michael Penix shows up tonight.
Yep. We're going to talk about that one. All right, Peyton, you got 3 here. Break them down. What you got?
I got the Falcons team total under 21.5. Personally, I don't believe in Michael Penix yet. I loved him at UW, but right now I just don't think he's had enough experience there in the NFL to lead his team down there. They played the Giants last week. They put up 34 points, but their defense put up 14. He only put up 20 against that terrible Giants defense. So I don't believe yet. I'm going under the 21.5. And then I'm taking the Falcons also to turn the ball over first tonight. I'm taking this mainly because I don't think the Commanders are going to turn over the ball tonight. I think the Falcons are going to I think Penix is going to throw a pick. So you could also play that play there tonight. But I don't think the Commanders are going to turn it over. Therefore, I'm taking the Falcons to be the first team to turn it over. I'm also taking the Commanders to cover the 3.5 as well, just because of what I've said previously in those 2 picks that I have.
Yeah, you covered it. You're good, man. You know what? I feel you on that first turnover. Not only, from a pick, right? And I had that on the morning show, right? Like, I'm pretty sure everybody knows I played Penix throw an interception, but the Commanders, man, like, sack rate defense-wise, they're 4th in the NFL. Like, they'll get after you. And especially, all right, if you're just, whiteboarding, game scripting this, if you're Dan Quinn, you're saying, okay, you're not running the football. If Michael Penix beats us, he beats us. All right, I can live with that. We'll figure that part out later. You're not running the football on us. So I think they're going to have just a full 7, 8 dudes in the box all night long and say, all right, good luck, kid. You can do it. So that turnover, that's a smart play, man, because that could come from a sack fumble as well. All right, I'm going with 2 and understand these 2 plays, okay? If you are risk adverse, stay away. Got more plays, props coming. But if you want to take some shots, all right, we can get both of them. Take a little 5-to-1 action here, all right? First, punt down inside the 5-yard line plus 200. If anybody's never played this before, I get it at BetMGM. Probably get it at other books, but I like it tonight because you've got 2 rookie quarterbacks. You've got a game that absolutely matters to both teams. All right. They're not going to be going crazy on 4th and 7s at their own 30, right? Like, they'll use the punters when they need to. And I like that play. I also am going to take a shot. Commanders points band 31-40 at plus 300. All right. What this is the Commanders have to score, final score, them alone, 31-40 points. Okay. I think they get to 30. Now, here's where they get it on the 31. All right. You don't get the 30. 30 falls on the other side, 21-30. So be careful with that. But if you are looking to take some shots tonight, I'm going to go after those 2 right there. So those are our game picks. Now, let's talk about the game. Producer, man, throw up the graphic here with the spread, the total. And Tommy, I'll throw it over to you first, man. All right, we got the Commanders, 3.5-point favorite. All right. Total of 46.5. All right. What comes to your mind when you first see that? You take it anywhere you want with this game.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see this game going over 46 for some reason. I know they're evenly matched between offensive and defensive where they're situated in the NFL. I just don't, I'm putting it all on Penix tonight. Like young Peyton said, man, he's got to show me again what he can do. And I think the Commanders are going to pull their horns back and they're going to go right at him tonight. And dude, you're going to have to beat me downfield. They have a pretty good running back in Robinson. So they're going to want him to throw the ball tonight. So they have to stop the run, but they're going to come after Penix. It's all on Penix tonight, folks, not anybody else. We know Jayden Daniels can show up at any time. It's on Penix tonight to move the ball for the Atlanta Falcons, and that'll be a big deal to see what happens there. That's why I don't think it's going to go over 46.5 tonight.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you for sure. The Packers, apparently they just scored a touchdown. I don't have it in front of me. Yeah, so what? Give me a score update. Take your time on that one. Kirk. Oh man, Kirk, 5 membership. You're the man. You guys are so unbelievably kind. That will go to 5 new folks joining up with the crew. All right, Peyton, I thought same question over to you. All right, 27-25. Is that after the extra point?
Wow.
Yeah, it's after the extra point.
Okay.
Wow.
All right, so how much time is left?
2 minutes. You still got 2:18 left and 3 timeouts.
Ooh,
Wow.
Okay. All right, Peyton, I'll throw it over to you. Just thoughts on the game, thoughts on how you see it. 2 rookie QBs. All right, night game outside. What are your thoughts?
2 rookie QBs, but one is playing like an absolute veteran. Jayden Daniels has been awesome. And I really like the where Washington's been lately. I really like their offense. I just see them covering tonight, and I agree with Tommy C. I don't see this going over. I see it staying a low-scoring game. We have not seen much scoring as of late. If you take out that Bengals game yesterday, but we just have not seen much scoring in the NFL recently, especially primetime games. So just for some reason, somehow, some way, I see the game going over. But I like the Commanders to really score the football tonight. So I also like your band pick, the 31-40, AB.
Yeah, you know what? Like I think they get up there. I think we got a good shot to get it. I don't think that they get into the 40s. Like I think that if you look at the game script, like Washington's probably going to want to this is a big time of possession game, right? Like the more you can control it and you're ending drives, even if field goals, right? Like you're going to force a rookie to just be in a worse spot and a worse spot and a worse spot, right? Now, we're going to break it down in a minute. Penix is not afraid. Like,
No.
This kid is not afraid to throw. I'll show you what I'm talking about. But, Peyton, I'm with you. Absolutely. And Ray Garcia says in the chat, Ryan Robinson over 18.5 receiving yards. Hey, bro. All right, first up, Ray, you're my guy. Second off, I got a feeling somebody on this panel likes that play as well. So just go ahead and take that as a feeling it. Too. Okay, I'll tell you what, man. Let's break down the quarterbacks here. Let's get into it because it's going to kind of dictate. Tommy, you said it. Penix, it's going to dictate pretty much how this game's going to go. Now, this is a playoff potential team, and they have said, hey, rookie, it's all on you, bro. All on you. So right now, it's time for the no-fly zone. All right, so let's get a look at these two teams and understand what we're dealing with here, right? You look at points per game, Falcons, 16th in the NFL, 21.8. Commanders, 28.8, fourth best in the league. Points per game allowed, 21st. Atlanta, all right, 19th for Washington. Now look at that, the difference. 23.3 give it up, 23.2 give it up. Both defenses pretty similar here. Average time of possession, we just talked about. 30 minutes, all right? Half the game, all right? Middle of the road in the NFL. Now, Falcons, here's where it gets odd, all right, because had the 6th best passing offense in the NFL, but a lot of that was Kirk Cousins, and a lot of that was early. You look at the pass defense, 19th, 12th rushing offense, 11th rushing defense. Washington, 16th passing offense, 4th pass defense, and 3rd rushing offense. This is a team that doesn't make a lot of mistakes, but you can get them on the ground. So I'm fascinated to see how many people Washington puts up at the line. All right, let's throw it over to Michael Penix to take a look at who he is as a QB. So, said one start. This is what he looked like against the Giants. 18-27, 202 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. To be honest with you, not bad for a rookie. They generally don't let them throw all that much, and they were just letting it loose, okay? Now, it's a left-handed QB, okay? So I want you to see the white dots, which are incomplete passes, green dots, completed passes, 1 red dot, interception. I want you to see the flow of his passing chart, okay? Left to right. Because left, all right, can get a little weird for a left-handed quarterback, but he will throw it. But look at the middle of the field. He's not afraid to do it, and that's where his legs come into play. But he will definitely throw it to the right side, quick, get the ball out. You see Washington secondary here, the rankings of the NFL, very good, short, deep, not so bad. Which, can Michael Penix throw it deep? Can he get them deep? We're going to find out. All right, flip this thing over here. And his trouble areas are going to be deep middle, deep left, deep right. Because when you are a good defense and you can force a young quarterback, especially in the middle of the field, that is where they get into trouble. But short left, if Michael Penix throws a pick, I'm calling it right now. All right, might throw more than one. But short left is where it's going to be because the ball will come out just a little slower than what it would firing right across his body, quick snap to the right. Pay attention to the cornerback over on that side might look to jump around. All right. Game scripts here for the Falcons. Okay. The rush is coming. Like I said, defensive sack rate in the NFL, Washington's 4th best in the league. They're going to come after Michael Penix. They're going to put pressure on him, not give him much time. But what Penix has to do is take your time at the line. All right. Take time on the play clock before you snap it. Understand where you're going. Understand what you're looking for. All right. Put a receiver or running back in motion to find if it's man or zone. If you see him put a wide receiver into motion before the snap, all right, and run across the line, that's looking to see if the safety follows him, if it's man coverage or zone coverage. If the safety follows, that's man coverage. If he doesn't, that's zone. Then find the blitz, because that is absolutely coming. Move the pocket. Use your legs. Don't just take off. You've got to be able to throw. But when you can, move the pocket, use your legs, because that is what can break down a big, heavy pass rush. All right. Run left, quick slants, right to the short middle, and let them run. Yak game. All right. Don't try to do too much. Don't throw it deep across the middle, but throw it short when you have the opportunity, because when you can move the linebackers, that's when you can find success. 4 to 5 stars for Penix to throw a pick. Now, Jayden Daniels, dude, Peyton, you said it best. This kid does not play like a rookie. Plays like a veteran already. Look at his passing chart. This last week against the Eagles. Okay. 24-39, 258, 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Okay. The blue lines, touchdown, 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 touchdown. But you see what he does. All right. Doesn't try to do too much. All right. You look at the Falcons secondary rankings in the NFL. Some of the worst. Short left, short mid, short right. But deep, they could get you. The thing is, Jayden Daniels is smart. He doesn't take stupid risks deep, and he might not have to do it tonight. Might be able to run the football and use short passing game, because look how many passes at the blue line of scrimmage. He'll use his running backs and stay safe. Flip this thing over here. His trouble areas are going to be deep middle, intermediate middle, and intermediate left. Okay? Those are the spots, because middle of the field, it's tough. It's tough for veteran Hall of Fame quarterbacks. It's just tough. These defenders, these secondary guys, they're fast. They can catch up. But he's going to have success, man. He can get them deep left. He can get them deep right. And he can wear them out short right. So pay attention to that. Now, game script for the Commanders here. Number 1, run the football. Okay? Run the football and make sure, and I'll flip this thing over here, make sure that you run it until they stop it, and then run it again. All right? Don't try to do too much. Get a lead, play with the lead, all right, and just stay safe. Next, deep pass left, deep pass right. We just talked about it, all right? Take your shots, because the Falcons secondary will commit defensive pass interference and defensive holding. They'll do it, and you got some studs out there like Terry McLaurin that can catch it. Short pass, musical chairs. You ever played musical chairs? It's a fun game to where you don't know where it's coming from, but it keeps moving around. And that's exactly what we saw out of that. All right. The Falcons, they have one of the worst pass rushes in the NFL. If they try to use it, throw right over the rush and just give them fits. Do it to the right, do it to the left, do it to the right, do it to the left. Just all day while you're running the football, leave their linebackers in no man's land. And then finally, what breaks down a defense are long drives and a quarterback running for a first down when it's 3rd and short. That'll break defenses down, run the clock, everything to your advantage. Stay safe, keep it safe, punt, throw the ball away. You'll be all right. 3 out of 5 stars for Jayden Daniels to throw a pick. All right, there we go. Usually Coach comes in right there, but I just wanted to give a nice
nice job.
Yeah, thanks, man. Coach will be back tomorrow night as well. So excited to have him back. I know that we all miss him for sure. So he'll be back tomorrow night. So bring up those quarterbacks. Let's talk about them. Let's take a look here at their numbers. Tommy, I'll throw it over to you first, man. Take a look at Penix here, and then we'll hit Jayden Daniels. Anything you see out of Penix that you like, dislike, etc.
I think the real thing for Penix tonight is you want to stop the pass rush, fellas. you establish the run first. You got to establish the run to keep the heat off of him. And I think his attempts will be under 30.5 tonight. I think they're going to try to really run the ball, not to put a lot of pressure on him, but you got Bijan Robinson, man, and they need to establish that run, like you said, in your no-fly zone to keep that pass rush off of him, man. Not to, create the heat that he expects to have. You don't want to start that off like that, because once that happens, you get interceptions and things like that. So I see under 30.5 attempts tonight. They really need to establish the run and then take the shot down the field there.
I like it. Peyton, anything you see out of Penix or Daniels?
For Penix, I think I like his under 34.5 longest pass completion. I don't really see a breakout play happening tonight for Atlanta. Commanders have been too good. They're going to make Penix throw underneath, and I just don't really see him throwing a deep ball tonight. I'd love the minus 125 on the interceptions because I got those turnovers. I took the turnover just in case maybe he gets nervous, drops a snap or something fun. But no, the picks is good too. I would have taken a Penix pick at minus 125 as well.
Yeah, dude, I'm with you. And look, I think you played it perfectly. Like first turnover, because I mean, dude, this pass rush is for real. And especially when it's a rookie QB and you're at home and it's loud, right? Like, just getting the play call in. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of things that you got to deal with on the road. It's a smart call. I like that. Yeah, Tommy, all right, I throw it over to you for Jayden Daniels, man. Anything you see?
I like his completions, 21.5. I think he's going to throw the ball tonight. He's in his past 4 games. Here's a fun note. I was going to say this in my props, but here's a fun note. His last 4 games, he's threw 2 or more touchdowns in each of the last 4 games. So I think he's going to be throwing it tonight. He wants to run up that score big time to put the heat on Penix tonight, to make him pass the ball and make that pass rush come after Penix tonight. So I like that.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you. You just brought up a great point. Early points for Washington. That's a lot of heat to everything. Yes, everything that you want to do, man. Because every single point that you go up on a rookie QB on the road,
the heat's on. The heat will be on.
100%, man. That's a great call there. I'll tell you what, man, another great call. Let's get to our prop picks, and we'll break down running backs and wide receivers here in just a second. But let's make sure that we get to them for anybody that is just coming in. Well, it's the first time everybody's seen them. All right, Tommy, I'll throw it back over to you. Yeah,
Jayden Daniels, 2+ passing touchdowns, minus 105. Terry McLaurin, 60+ receiving yards. That seems like a layup for this guy tonight, minus 135. I thought there were 2 simple props that could be really made tonight. I think Daniels is going to really want to move the ball, put the score up on Penix, on them, and really put the heat on Penix tonight. That's why I like these 2 props right here.
Sorry, I had it out there. I'll throw it over to you and Ray in the chat. All right, our dude, he brought it up about Bijan here, man. So, break him down. Your 3.
My 3, I'm going Brian Robinson Jr. over 65.5 rush yards. I think it's too low of a number here for a guy like Robinson to be this down in this props. It's 65.5 when it's a favored team. I think the Commanders are going to be winning the game. They're going to be running the football. Especially in the first half to establish the run, like you guys have mentioned, and in the second half, especially if you're going to be up winning the game. So I like that as well. I'm taking Bijan Robinson receiving yards over 18.5. We're going to see some small dump off passes to Bijan, and I think he's going to crush this number tonight. 18.5 just seems way too low for him. They need to find him in open space as much as they can. Also, I like Darnell Mooney receiving yards at 60+. I took an alternate line here. I think his numbers in the 40s or 50s, high 40s, low 50s. But I'm taking the 60+ at plus 140. Mooney just seems like he's always open in primetime games. I just feel like I'm always hearing Kevin Harlan or somebody, it's Mooney for 40 yards. I just love when Mooney's open. I think he's going to catch a big pass tonight. And he's been Penix's favorite target. Last game, he had 5 receptions, led the team with 82 yards.
Nice job, man. Dude, nice Kevin Harlan shout out as well. Harlan's the man. Like, he's awesome. He's fantastic. Lord of the chat says, where can I find the punt down 5-yard line on DK? That's the one book that I can't find it either. I had to go to BetMGM to get it. I know every state is different in regards to what they offer. Here in Tennessee, I don't have that one either. So I had to go to BetMGM Lord to find it. Hopefully you can find it as well. All right. The three that I have here, Michael Penix, throw a pick, -120. I played that earlier today. It's at -125 now. Yeah, definitely feeling that one. But I'm not negative on Penix because they let him go. Now, Washington's got a good defense, but like he is not treated like a normal rookie where, hey, you could have, 8 pass attempts by the third quarter. Like, no, like they're going to let it fly because they have to win this game. You know what I mean? So I'm not being negative on him. It's just, this is a good Washington team, man. I'm also going to take Penix longest rush over 8.5 yards. Now, I wanted to play Penix rushing attempts. It's at 2.5. I wanted to play over. All right, rookie quarterbacks, when they get flushed, they tend to run, especially athletic ones, right? Even non-athletic. Peyton Manning used to get out there and run when he was a rook, right? Now, I think he threw like 28 interceptions, but that's just what happens, man. Like, the NFL is a fast game, all right? And when you're in your second one, right, you could tend to take off. Just run it for your life. But the juice at over 2.5 rushing attempts was like -160. It's unplayable. So I'm going to take longest rush over 8.5 yards because I think it'll be there. Could be early, could be late, could be tight game, could be garbage points, but I think it'll be there. And then finally, Terry McLaurin, longest reception over 24.5 yards. Tommy, was that you that said
Yes.
kind of, like down on the 36.5, like for the court?
Yes.
I agree. It's a big number. But
Yep.
I like Terry McLaurin here at 24.5. Very attainable. I like to play it with the wide receiver here as opposed to playing with the quarterback. Let me see if we have any questions. Our Matty Boy says Harlan is my guy. Gus Johnson, yeah, dude, he's awesome too, man. Harlan's awesome, man. Fernando, look, that's what I'm saying. Look, I'm not sleeping on the Falcons, dude. Like, Penix is a legit quarterback. They are a legit team. They can run the football. The key for them is, can you force turnovers early?
Yeah.
Can you force a turnover? And it might not be pretty early, but stay positive in terms of field position, right? Like, don't get stuck at your own 4. You know what I mean? Like, for a rookie quarterback, it's loud as hell. Like, that would be brutal. But I feel you on it. Like, they're fighting for the division for a reason. You know what I mean? Like, this is not a bad team at all. Let's take a look here at the running backs that we have. And not only are their names pretty close, their numbers are pretty close, well, except for rush attempts here. You got Bijan, the Falcons, 86.5. Brian, 65.5. You guys all can read. I'm not going to read it all to you. Peyton, I'll start with you. Anything on either side that you like, dislike? Either way.
Yeah, on both sides, I actually like the attempts, but I like alternate sides here. I'm with Bijan, I like under attempts. I think they've been giving him the ball a lot lately, but I don't really see a lot of rushing attempts to him. I think they're going to try to establish the run very early in the game. He might get 15 attempts in the first half, but if they're going to be losing, which I'm taking them to be down in the game, I don't think they're going to be giving it to him in the second half. I think we're going to see some dump offs. And I also like Robinson Jr. over 15.5 because on the alternate side of that, I like them winning the game. I think they're going to be running the ball, especially in the second half. I think 15.5 is kind of low for a number 1 running back.
Tommy, what do you see here, bud?
I like the longest rush, 16.5. When you're going against a defense, I think it's their like 29th or 27th against the rush. Bijan Robinson's a hell of a running back. I see him getting that easy, man. And that's, like with young Peyton, I was saying this before, you got to establish the run first in order to keep the heat off of Penix right in the beginning there. I like longest run, and I also like his attempts tonight. I think he's going to go over the attempts tonight, quite frankly.
Yeah. You want to know a little secret here? Like, when you start looking at breaking down teams and understanding prop bets that correlate with what they do. All right. The Falcons offensive line could have some trouble tonight. All right. Could see holding penalties. All right. Holding penalties, especially with young quarterbacks, lead to longest rushes hitting, because if you're at 3rd and 23, right, and you're down 10 or even up to whatever, you run a draw. All right. And the defense is saying, I'll give you 21 yards. You're not getting 23. You're not getting. They go with the softest zone of all time, and you can steal longest rushes. So a little correlated play there if you find teams that could have a disadvantage on the offensive line or just known to get holding penalties and leave them stuck, a couple drives in a game, dude, you could steal not only longest rush, but you could steal yardage, man, big time for running backs like that. Tommy, what up?
Here's the biggest difference, AB. Last week, they played the Giants. This week, they're playing one of the top NFC teams in the NFC. Big difference on a Sunday night. The heat just goes up this much more. Am I right or wrong, AB? When you're the young guy, right? Am I not? The Giant game's out. That was a home game. It was a Sunday afternoon. Your prime time on Sunday night for the first time. Are you kidding me? If I'm the defense, man, I'm coming after you every chance I get tonight.
Dude, especially like when you're looking around, like these are NFL players. These are grown-ass men. You know what I mean? I'll tell you a quick story real quick. Peyton Manning told the story. He comes in. He's a rookie. Comes in, and he runs into the huddle, and he got this veteran offensive line. And, he's saying, I need you to do this. I need you to do that. The center grabbed him and said, hey, rookie, just call the damn play. Like, you know what I mean? So I love stuff like that. You're right, dude. The heat comes up. But, shoot, that's what I like about this kid. He's not scared. Like, he'll come out gunning. There's some running backs, like, okay, so when you play cornerback or safety, all right, at any level, and you're playing against a good quarterback, and say you're man-to-man, cover 0, cover 1, whatever, even if zone, okay, on your wide receiver, sometimes you can't always turn around to find the ball. You play the receiver's eyes, because when his eyes get big, it means the ball's coming, right? So you play his eyes, and then you can turn around. You can see the same thing with a young quarterback, right? When they that camera right in and he's walking up the line and his eyes are like this, looking around like, oh God, this kid scared me. Like, there's a lot of them to do that, but dude, this kid is a stud. I like
he is. And you know what? You can't teach accuracy. And that's what got me when I watched the Giant game last Sunday. He was accurate as hell for his first time playing. I know you practice, you get second team. And then he was throwing bullets. You cannot teach accuracy. That's the most important thing in being a quarterback. And he has accuracy. And you're right. He is confident as hell. So we should see what happens here tonight. It'll be very interesting.
Yep, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. All right, wide receivers. Let's break those down. Let's see what we've got here. All right, Drake London, Falcons side. Terry McLaurin, all right, Commanders side. Peyton, I'll go back to you. Either side here, either guy. What do you see?
Well, for our reasoning just now, Penix, confident as hell. I like a lot of, maybe not a lot, but I like Mooney and London tonight for the Falcons. I like both of those guys over receptions, over receiving yards. I just like them slinging the ball tonight. Penix is an absolute slinger, and when he's on, he's going to find those guys in space, and not only for little receptions, but if they break out for a couple yards too, watch out, because those guys are really, really nice.
Yep, I'm right there with you, man. Tommy, what do you see, bro?
I like McLaurin receiving and receptions, but I'm going to go with the anytime touchdown. This dude, man, can break open at any moment. He's pretty quick. He can get open quick, and he can score very quickly. I like anytime touchdown with McLaurin tonight.
Yep, I like it, man. I'm on the longest reception for Terry McLaurin. I like that one. But, dude, Peyton, I thought you broke it down, like, perfectly. In the Falcons offense, like, what Kirk Cousins was doing early in the season and all the success that they were having was very similar to what Penix was doing in Washington, all right? Very short, quick passing game, right, to just get your rhythm, and then you can hit them deep. It's very, very similar. And, Tommy, you're exactly right. Like, anybody who watched college football playoff last year, watched, UW in general, he is accurate as hell. Like, this kid can throw. He's not afraid, and he's got a gun on him, too. Like, he's not a little dude that's going to get out and run. Now, he can run. He's athletic, but dude's got an arm coming.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, and I love left-handed quarterbacks too.
Yeah, like, he's a stud athlete too, boy.
Yeah, he definitely is, man. He definitely is. I kind of like touchdowns scare me, even though I don't know. Like, I think you're going to see Washington running the ball, so it's like playing one guy for two. I'm not saying it can't happen, but I think I would look at running backs there. But Drake London, Kyle Pitts, like, these dudes could be solid in terms of scoring as well. So, all right, those are all that. Now, everybody knows exactly what time it is. It is the most fun time of the show. Now, if you're brand new, we play a game every NFL primetime game. Thursday night, Sunday night, Monday night, Now it feels like we've had an NFL game for 41 days in a row. Like it's just we've had Wednesdays and Saturdays. But what we do is each of us selects who we think the first touchdown scorer of the game is going to be for either team. First one of the game. But the rules are it has to be at plus 1,000 odds or more. Okay. And if you hit it, you get a gym. Now, Tommy, I love that gym right above your name, dude. And especially for the Chiefs game, too. I know Coach was feeling that one because you got it before he did. So
that's right.
Oh, yeah, dude, it's awesome. So I'm going to step aside. I want you to go first. All right. Who you got?
All right. I'm taking my man, Zach Ertz. I just blew up McLaren, right? Telling you he can score anytime or he can do this. They're going to get at the 20-yard line. And guess who's getting the ball? The tight end, Zach Ertz, at plus 1,800. Put the gem up there already, AB. I'm ready to go two for now. I want 2 gems. I want another one up there. I love me some Zach Ertz tonight.
There we go, man. Zach, hey, I'll tell you what. I met Zach Ertz when he was with Philly at the Super Bowl. He is an absolutely kind individual. Like, he's a great dude. Absolutely. I saw, like, you can see things out of people where they don't know, like, anybody's, like, really what. They just do it out of habit. Like, there was a woman, they're all in hotels, right? And she was fumbling with a mop and a broom and trying to open up a big, like, ballroom door. This guy leaves an interview, runs over, gets the door, holds it, it's like, hey, fellas, hold on, like, to the reporters. It just did it, like, not for attention. Like, you could just tell, like, he's that kind of a guy. You know what I mean? And the story didn't mean anything to anybody, but I saw that and I was like,
no.
Like, he does that, like, when there are no cameras, like, that's second nature. Good dude for sure.
Yep.
All right, Peyton, now, this is your first time. So, bro, I'm going to get out of your way. Break it down. Yeah.
First time, and 2 weeks ago, they didn't even know. I didn't even know what a gem was 2 weeks ago. I did my research for 14 days straight, so now I got this one in the bag. I'm telling you guys, Darnell Mooney. I like Mooney always. He always has a primetime big catch, and hopefully tonight is the first big catch of the game. He's got 5 touchdowns on the year, and he was the rookie's favorite target last week. Penix, we had 5 receptions, 82 yards. I'm not seeing the Falcons score too much in this game, as you saw from my my prop pick or my regular pick early on. I had them under 21.5. But the Falcons, I don't think they're going to score too much. But I hope Mooney scores first tonight with that first touchdown, plus 1,800.
There we go, dude. Hey, that was a nice take delivery. That's the first time you've done that. Great job, bro. Look, just like Penix, dude. Kid ain't nervous. Just steps right in. Like, dude, give me the ball. Yep. We're good. All right, so producer man is on Ray McLeod. That's DG's guy. So DG is feeling this one as well. And I believe DG said, I can't remember the show. Him and his wife are watching right now. He's in the chat. I couldn't remember it. But shout out to DG and Miss DG. Wonderful, folks. All right, I'm going Drake London. I think the Falcons might do something. I think they might take a shot. I think they might try it early. Now, I almost went Penix. I almost pulled it because I think if they get down there, now they've got dudes that can run. Obviously, Robinson, Legier, like, keep going down the list. But I almost went with Penix. But I'm going to go London, 1,200, feeling it. I'm all for that one. Now, here's the interesting thing. All right, and we can pull that off, producer man. I'll say this. So when you see games early, all right, first 10 to 15 plays, depending on the coach, they're scripted. Andy Reid is known. His first 15 plays are always scripted. Do you know what offensive linemen hate right out of the gate in a game? Throwing deep.
Probably
absolutely hate it. Like, they're like quarterbacks.
That.
You want to get in a little bit of a rhythm, right? Like, let's run the ball. Let me pound somebody first. Let me get hit. Let me hit somebody. Because pass pro is completely different, and especially when you're throwing deep, a couple extra seconds, right? Could get holding. All kinds of things could happen. You're just getting into the game, right? It's like top of the first inning, you're playing third, and it's just a laser show being hit at you. You're like, oh, God. Like,
yep.
So, but I think that Atlanta, like, Peyton, I think you brought up a good point that I think Atlanta might try. They might try to take a shot because if they can play from ahead, all the pressure is on Washington. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And, dude, get quarterback Penix feeling good. I'm fascinated with that. So watch the first 2 drives. Yeah. Like getting a rhythm is important. Like you'll likely see run the ball, short passes, don't do anything crazy, but they might try something crazy. I'm interested to see it.
They're gonna have to. They're gonna have to too. They might get a flag or something as well. You know, you got to take a shot on the road like that. I feel like you got to do it early.
Yeah. See, I like that. Like I feel it. Like I'll tell you this. Okay, real quick, and then we'll get out of here. And this is a bettable question too. For the Falcons, first play of the game, everybody's thinking it's going to be a run. Is it a run or a pass? Tommy, go first.
I would go long. I would throw. I gotta throw the kitchen man out, man. I gotta get my man confident in the beginning. I go long, see what happens. Like young Peyton says, a penalty and it's on the 20-yard line. You score. How much did his confidence go up if they score in the first 4 plays of the game? You go long. There's a penalty. You end up getting a touchdown. Penix confidence goes from here, fellas, up to here, and now we have a ball game, folks.
There we go. All right, he's going pass. You go to run or pass, Peyton?
80-yard touchdown pass to Mooney. But no, maybe a deep play action shot or something. But I mean, it's probably going to be a run. Bijan's their offense right now. That's probably what it's going to be. But I'm hoping the alternative.
There we go. Now, Guzzle says, Jayden don't feel pressure. You're damn right he doesn't. Like, this kid is calm and collected, dude. He's a hell of a player, man. Absolute hell of a player. Now, all right, last question, and then we'll bounce out of here. Melody asks, serious question. Did the Dolphins make the playoffs? So, does Tua play next week? Like, it's a hip injury, but it wasn't like he was immediately out this week. It took a couple days. They're like, moving to doubtful. We're going to start Huntley. Just because he had practice. Didn't have enough time. I don't know the answer to that question. I don't think the coaching staff knows the answer to that question, but I would assume that he'll play, right?
Yeah.
Now, I believe that they have to have the Broncos and the Bengals lose, and they have to win. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know who those 2 teams play.
I think you're right.
But the Broncos play the Chiefs, and the Chiefs just announced today they're not going to be playing their guys. So that's going to be tough if the Broncos are going to, and then also who's the other team? The Bengals are playing in Pittsburgh. So
Pittsburgh needs that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a game right there, boy.
That'd be awesome.
Okay, so who's playing the Chiefs? The Broncos?
Broncos are,
Chiefs backup quarterback is Carson Wentz, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's been there before.
They're laying down, guys. They got the number 1 seed. They want to go for that 3-peat Super Bowl. Man, can it be set up any better for the Chiefs? God almighty. I just don't believe it, man. I can't believe it. Unbelievable.
15 is incredible.
Yes, he is.
That dude's unbelievable, man. All right, we'll get out of here. And Melody says that's nothing to do with the Bengals. Okay. I'm fascinated. Do they move? Kirk asked, do they move the Dolphins' time? Because everyone plays on Sunday on week 18, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Everybody.
I would move. I'd move that Bengal game to Sunday night.
Yeah.
That would be some game.
Bengals in Pittsburgh. That would be amazing. Burrow in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Burrow's a beast. Burrow's a beast. And I love Burrow.
All right. Final thoughts on the game tonight. All right. I'll throw it real quick. Tommy, any final thoughts that you have? Or it could be on Lions at 49ers tomorrow night.
No, I think tonight's game could be very interesting. If Penix starts out early and they score early, man, this could be a really good game. But they really need to jump out to an early lead, because if the Redskins jump out to an early lead, now you got this young quarterback playing catch up all night. And as we all know, man, that does not work for anybody.
No, it doesn't. Peyton, any final thoughts tonight or Lions 49ers tomorrow?
Well, last big time Penix game I saw was the national championship game. We all know how that one went. That brutal stuff there, Penix. But this is actually kind of a fun stat I found today. Penix is looking to become the first Falcons quarterback ever to win his first 2 starts. How ridiculous is that? How ridiculous is that? All the quarterbacks those Falcons have had, and I found that today, and I had to do maybe an extra hour of just going through just to make sure I'm saying the right thing out loud here. But and then also Jayden Daniels, on the other hand, 79 yards away from breaking the NFL record for most rushing yards in a season by a rookie quarterback, which was previously taken by RG3, or who currently holds it now. RG3, a Commander or a Redskin at the time. But
So
pretty cool.
yeah, that is, dude. Look, hey, look at stats and info right here. All right, my man is now. Look, you're in charge. DTL, you are the CDO. You're the chief data officer. All right.
Me and Raphael have been hanging out too much, probably.
I can tell, man. I can tell. All right, we'll get out of here, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will be live normal time Monday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern. We'll also be live 7 p.m. Eastern Monday night for Lions and the 49ers, breaking that down. So join us then. But we got Bets Day tonight. So everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. Cannot thank you enough for everything that you do. This community, you built it, and it is the best in the game. And we sure do appreciate getting to hang out and roll with you. So everybody, best of luck. Let's cash these tickets. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks.